Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we need to have a serious discussion about Paul George and if he truly deserves to be in the running for the most valuable player award. So as of late, he has been an absolute tear in the NBA, guys, leading to the OKC Thunder to a 37-19 record. So before we talk about Paul George, let's talk about a few of the other MVP candidates in the NBA. So when the season first started, one guy that I definitely had in the running for it was the man Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. So on this NBA season, he is putting up 27 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, still balling out there, man. Giannis is an absolute beast, and that stat line is absolutely crazy. And then, as the season started going along, James Harden started doing some crazy things for the Houston Rockets. Now, I will say a big part of that is because a lot of the star teammates he has, Chris Paul or Clint Capella, players like that, Eric Gordon at times, were also out with injuries. So for that reason, James Harden really had to put the team on his back. And, it was that type of basketball that sometimes you get that ball hog play at the YMCA where it's give the ball to him and everybody else get out of the way. But at the same time, while he is dropping 37 points per game, I don't know what that ranks the all-time as far as points per game in the NBA season goes. If you guys can let me know that in the comment section below. But he's also getting, the rebounds out there at 7 rebounds per game, 8 assists per game, getting 2 steals. So even his defense is getting better out there, guys. But now it's like you have Paul George. And Paul George, for a while when he's been on this team, I know going back to last season, I was always like, yo, it's Russell Westbrook's team. Now this year, Russell Westbrook, who is still, I believe, averaging a triple-double at 21 points per game, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, has kind of taken a step back in the sense that he is allowing Paul George to play to his potential. When they first got Paul George in that trade for Victor Oladipo, I was like, Paul George is a great catch-and-shoot player, one of the highest percentage shooting using the catch-and-shoot in the NBA. I was like, he's going to be great playing off Russell Westbrook. But now it's to the point where it's like, give the ball to Paul George and let him make some choices out there, right? So, Russell Westbrook, you got to give props to him for just going out there and, being less Russell Westbrook and more leader of this NBA team. And now you go to Paul George. This NBA season, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals per game. Not only is he tearing it up offensively, guys, shooting 45% field goal percentage, 41% from 3, but you could even go as far as saying he's the best two-way player in the entire NBA. I'm talking from a defensive standpoint, this man can clamp up, guys. And I don't know if it'll show him in his last 10 games or not. There we go. We'll do it by month right here. In February, we are 12 days into February, averaging 40 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you're like, okay, well, that's fantastic. What's he been doing before that? We look at January. Just a measly 30 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So he's been great. He's been really good. And looking at a few of the past games, this last one here against the, I believe that's the last one we have listed against the Portland Trail Blazers, 47 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. I believe they were one of 7 or 8 duos of all time to both have a triple-double in a game. It was something like that. I don't remember the exact stat line. Going back to the Houston Rocket game, the matchup of James Harden and Paul George, we got Harden at 42 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. So really was just scoring, focusing on scoring for this game. And you got Paul George, 45 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists in a W versus the Houston Rockets. So, I feel like we got to start having that discussion. I feel like it's no longer just like James Harden is running away with it. Paul George has been absolutely great. Looking at the rotation this season, he is playing, about 37 minutes per game, same with Russell Westbrook. Roberson, is he back healthy, guys? I didn't even know Roberson was back healthy. Let me actually check on that real quick. Might be 2K glitching up right here. And yeah, it looks like Roberson is still not actually playing. So we are going to continue this simulation because I'm curious what his final stat line is going to be, see if 2K actually accounts for how great he's been. But yeah, who's actually been starting at shooting guard? Sorry, I also tossed on a few extra players out there. But yeah, Terrence Ferguson still getting no respect from this damn game here, guys. Terrence Ferguson has actually been having a lot better of a season. Looking at his stats out here, man, 7 points, 2 rebounds. But I know he's been shooting better at 39%. 3-point shooting. So yeah, let's go ahead and simulate the rest of this season. I want to see how Paul George does and see if he can carry this team out here to the NBA Finals. So yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section below. Every now and then I feel like it's important to kind of update our MVP talk because as games go on, there we go, we got him fully healed. Here, let me I'm gonna put it back in the lineup just because at some point Roberson will be back healthy. So we still got 37 minutes per game for Paul George. But yeah, every now and then it's just important because like I was saying, it's great as Giannis has been. I don't feel the story is there with Giannis. And, you know, James Harden, I still think will probably end up winning it just because James Harden has been the face of the NBA this season. Sorry, LeBron fans. James Harden has been the face of the NBA this season. And, you know, just like all the highlights is James Harden. But I just feel like there's something to be said about Paul George playing on Russell Westbrook's team. And just kind of the stigma that goes with being a teammate of Russell Westbrook. A lot of people say, you know, guys like Kevin Durant left because of Russell Westbrook being a ball hog. But yet they are buying into a system. And for a while, I was a hater of the OKC Thunder. And I will admit when I was wrong, man, this team is really stepping up to the next level. They're really playing some great team basketball. And that's not a team I want to see in the Western Conference. I mean, I still expect the Warriors to probably win, but we'll see how that all goes. So, so we actually got 2 more games, April 9th, April 10th. April 9th game was against the Houston Rockets. See how Paul George did, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists on 15 shots. And then Russell, you know, 6 for 23 shooting. James Harden at 22 points. One more game against the Milwaukee Bucks right here. See how this goes. And that time they finished with the W on the season. So they actually got Russell Westbrook to win MVP. We know 2K loves their triple-doubles at 22 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. But that's not what I'm concerned about because Russell's not going to win it this season, man. So we still got James Harden. At the end of the season, based off 2K19's extremely in-depth simulation, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, shooting 21 times per game, 46% field goal percentage, 12 threes a game, 39% from 3. Then you got Paul George's stat line, 27 points, the rebounding a bit better, the assists down a little bit, 2 steals per game, although, you know, you have to also account for on-ball defense and just shutting down your defender. James Harden's not always known for being the best defender out there, although we gotta respect that he's done better at it, while Paul George has always, man, going back to his Pacer days, been one of the better two-way players in the entire NBA, taking about 1 less shot per game, field goal percentage right on par, and then you got the three-point shot, which is up. Free throw attempts, I mean, pretty similar there, although James Harden probably in the NBA in that. Both playing similar minutes per game. Yeah, it's really a close race. And that's the thing is that Paul George is doing this as, I don't want to say the second best player on his team, but based off our thoughts of the Thunder, you would say he was the second best, but this season playing like the best. Just a guy that went into the season as the number 2 guy and now taking over with Russell Westbrook on the team, while James Harden is the number 1 player. And guys, I love James Harden. This video is not meant to hate on him at all. It's more so just to open up our eyes to what Paul George is exactly doing out there. So yeah, we do got James and Paul George both getting the All-NBA first team, and also Giannis. I mean, yeah, that's probably what it's going to be looking like. Also, much respect for the NBA for allowing Paul George to be the starter of the All-Star team. It's just like, he doesn't always get the most credit out there, but it seems like he is now. So, yeah, we do have the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs. Let's see if there's a Houston-OKC matchup, because that would be so much damn fun to watch, guys. I mean, the playoffs this season is going to be so much fun. Plain and simple. I cannot wait for the playoffs. I know Golden State probably going to do their thing out there. But, man, it would be amazing if just, like, the Sacramento Kings swept the Golden State Warriors just so we can actually enjoy some good series out there. But, yeah, both teams swept. So, let's see what James Harden did. He got 17 points in the closeout game. Only shot 11 times. And we got 38, 14, and 6 for Paul George in the closeout game. So, we're going to do this one game by game right here. Simulate with Simcast. And see who wins this series. Looking like OKC's off to a fantastic start, but the Houston Rockets bounce back a little bit, and they win the game, guys, 110-106. Paul George, 28 and 3. We got James Harden at 23 points. Not like a ton of high scoring that I would expect in a series like this, but when it comes to playoff time, man, you know, you have your best defenders out there. You have a more tighter rotation, and a lot of times you're not going to see those crazy, like, 40, 50-point games because, you know, teams, every game matters when it comes to playoffs, and it's like you got to buy into the system. You got to buy into everything out there. We do have the Houston Rockets winning game 2, 105-90, 32-6-4 for Paul George, and James Harden at 26, 7, 4, and 5. All right, so not looking good for the OKC Thunder, but it was the 2 home games for the Houston Rockets, so OKC definitely has to come back and win the games at their home, and the Houston Rockets are not going to let that happen. Oh, they might. We got some OT. 129-126. Paul George 30, 13, and 6. We got 42, 6, and 6, and 4 for James Harden. Let's go over here to the what's it called, man? Yeah, the game log. See how this ended here. See what happens. So look like Westbrook layup shot blocked by Fareed. Also, shout out to Fareed. I believe he's having a career high in scoring, rebounding, and shot blocks as a newish member of the Houston Rockets. Got Adams out there. Paul George making, no, it's Chris Paul made a 3. Westbrook layup missed. Come on, me. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, 2K does not have it programmed. Look at this. It's all Westbrook shots. Like, this season, Westbrook is giving the ball to Paul George, and it's working. So 2K, update your damn game. That's how it needs to be. All right, simulate this next game, see if OKC can bounce back and make it a tied series. Looking pretty good for them so far. And yes, they win 119-102. Westbrook 32-8-10. Paul George 17-13-5. And we got 26-4-5 performance for James Harden. Next game, simulate with Simcast right here. And it looks like whoever wins got the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. But I can see it coming down to these two teams as we got the Rockets winning 104-93, 24-8-7 for Westbrook, 27-6 for Paul George, 20 points for James Harden. I also think another big part too is, before we get into this next game, simulation, Kobe Bryant did say that like James Harden's having a historical season, but Kobe himself, man, this guy knows basketball, says that Harden's style of play is not really sustainable for postseason success. He's like, yeah, in the regular season, it can fly. We all know, what was it, the 2006 Lakers or something like that, when it was Kobe, Smush Parker and Kwame Brown. I mean, Kobe had an historical scoring season, but they did not win the championship. So I think that is something to note. The Houston Rockets, to really have a good chance in the playoffs, they need a healthy Chris Paul and a Clint Capella too, man. They need all those guys out there balling. So submit with Simcast, game 6 right here. See how this one goes. And I also don't even mean to write off Giannis. I don't know, man. I would say those are the 3 players right now, though, is Giannis, James Harden, and Paul George. That's not my exact order, but those are just like the 3 players I would say are in the running for the MVP award. Kawhi Leonard's name is still up there, too. I know I've not really said his name at all. I just think that Kawhi is still having one hell of a season. But this is going down to a game 7, so let's see who goes out and gets this W. Whoever wins this is going to get the MVP, guys. Plain and simple, man. It's really not that simple because it's not going to come out 2K, but OKC winning 123-116. Triple-double for Russell Westbrook, 19 points for Paul George. And I think that's another reason why I think the OKC could have more success in the playoffs than the Houston Rockets, because Paul George is playing like MVP like Harden. Russell Westbrook, I believe, is better than Chris Paul. I mean, I know there's still Chris Paul lovers out there. And I think Steven Adams does more for his team than Clint Capella is. And I think a big part of that is seeing what Kenneth Faried is doing for the Houston Rockets. Kind of showing that Clint Capella, not saying he's a bad center, but maybe a little product of the system out there. So I think that is important to note. Let's go ahead and simulate current round here against the Golden State Warriors, because probably just Warriors in 4, right? No, it's actually like OKC's doing some work out there, man. And I smoked. Oh, game 7. Look at that. We get another matchup of potential MVPs, I should say. The Milwaukee Bucks against the OKC. Now, let's do this one on Simcast also. No, a bit of a longer video, but I just love talking about basketball, guys. I just love talking about it. And OKC's looking pretty good out there. But we all know Russell Westbrook in this game is probably going to get Finals MVP. 32-6-5 for Paul George. Giannis at 28-11-4 on 0 for 3 from 3, which I think is kind of the thing that could hurt him at times. All right, similar with Simcast right here. Because I'm kind of wondering, like, I saw that Lakers 76er game where LeBron James just completely sagged off Ben Simmons. I wonder if teams will ever consider doing that to Giannis. Like, I don't know if it's like the smartest move out there, but because Giannis, you could sag off all the way, he's still gonna get to the basket. He's like, big and strong and things like that. But still, okay, OKC up 2 games to 0. See if they get up 3 games to 0. Looks like Milwaukee's putting a fight up this game, trying to get a victory out there. And no, OKC bouncing back, winning 109-104. Paul George 40, 13, and 3. Triple-double for Giannis, but looks like it might be a sweep out here. Simulate this final game. And we got OKC, just doing some work out here again, man. Back and forth game, but we got OKC winning 116-112 behind 26 for Russell, 24 and 17 for Steven Adams. Giannis 19-8 and 6. We do have Paul George. Look at that, guys. Winning Finals MVP. Props to 2K for actually allowing this. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Actually, the perfect ending to this video. Beating out James Harden and Giannis. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed. I just want your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Since I've seen Paul George dominating out there so much, I really want to get my thoughts and opinions out there about it. So yeah, drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my